We're taking you on a journey through the beautiful United Kingdom, enriching ourselves deep into the culture and exploring ancient sites and iconic places. We start our journey in England and then make our way through Wales and Scotland via an exciting train journey that you can duplicate. We just disembarked our cruise here in Southampton. Today we can't check in, it's way too early, so we're headed to one of the most amazing places in all of England, Stonehenge. We're making our way to the train station, so we have to take a train from Southampton to Salisbury, and then we get on a bus to Stonehenge, so it'll be a decently long day. We're here at Stonehenge. We first started in the exhibition here where they want you to start, and they tell you all about how the stones were built. And a cool thing I didn't know, what we see now at Stonehenge is not what was originally built. We're about to head out to these Neolithic houses, what I guess they lived in back then. They're obviously reconstructed, so let's go see them. This here is how they think they transported the Stonehenge rocks to the site. So they arrived by boat or some other way, and then this is how they went across through to get it to the land. It's crazy. Guess that's where they set their fire. Just lay down. That's all you need, huh?
Looks like a comfy bed.
So, with your ticket, you can either ride the bus to Stonehenge or walk. Of course, you chose to walk. So
it's a 2-minute walk.
Oh, that's easy.
And we already walked like an hour today, so what's 2 minutes?
We walked so much today. So, we're enjoying the view of countryside England.
Getting the beautiful English aromas.
Yeah, so can't wait to see the stones. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here. You can actually walk on that road where we were, or go through the gate and take this beautiful view. I guess he's a local, he sounded local. This one goes through the trees. There's another path that takes you around. We decided to take the shady route. So yeah. Gosh, this is awesome.
And so the sweat begins.
Hi. Who knew there were cows chilling at Stonehenge? So you lied about the walk. It's definitely not 2 minutes. Word of the wise.
How long was that, you think?
Only do it if you're prepared to walk a bit.
Not in jeans.
Not in jeans or heavy backpacks. Beautiful thing though, you can walk there, bus back. Or bus there, walk back. So while we're walking, they think that the stones were built for people to know when the change of season happens, because the sun rises and sets at a certain stone. So yeah, that's the main purpose. Very simple life, I guess. They went through all this work for that to happen, but eventually it became like a religious site, and yeah, so it's just been here. It was built in 3000 to 2500 BC, so very old. So you obviously can't go in the center unless you're like special, but you can all go walk around it over here. Pretty neat though. So there's this big bird. We heard someone ask what it was to the park ranger, and he said it's a great bustard. So when you come towards the back side, you can see the inner horseshoe. It's really cool to walk all the way around and see the different perspectives. There's a ditch in the Stonehenge that they found like prehistoric bones from people, so they know that some people were buried there, and they have to be really special people probably. And also they found like carcasses of animals and stuff as well, so it's really interesting. Right here marks where the midwinter sunset is. We arrived back in Southampton. We're in our hotel now. Thank you guys for coming and visiting Stonehenge with us. I think the ideal thing to do would be to stay in Salisbury, but this was much easier since the cruise dropped us off here.
And be prepared to sweat, bring water, and don't wear jeans.
So we're leaving Southampton in an interesting way with the fire alarm going off. That was our cue to leave. We're headed to London now. We're super excited. We're about to catch a train. and we'll see you there.
Platform 17 for the 1832 South Central service to Brighton, fast to East Croydon, then Red Hill, Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges.
Welcome to London, everybody. We just checked into our Airbnb. Unfortunately, when we thought we would have air conditioner, it was broken. So we notified our host. He did the best he could. He got us a Dyson, but only less than 1% of people in London have air conditioner. So I guess we're living like the locals with the door open.
Sweating everything.
I think we're just gonna hang out for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. Here in London, we made a stop in Camden Town, specifically Camden Market, to get some food. There's all kinds of food around here in case you're interested. One of London's most popular markets. But we got some fish and chips, and oh my gosh, we're in for a surprise. Look how massive this fish is. Bigger than my hand.
Customers for London Road, Ormscool, Falmouth and Lewis, also Hove and stations to Worthing.
We're potion making at a pop-up bar here in London. Oh my gosh, this is such like a nerdy experience, but you know, I'm living out my childhood dreams. Well, childhood you can't drink alcohol, but 21 and up. We just got our welcome drink from the beautiful horse over here. And then they just brought us our first potion that we're gonna make called the Blood Boiling Curse. Look at it bubbling. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. It tastes like apple cider, kind of. Each of our potions come with this ingredient list, but we've also added the botany brew. We brewed 2, and we loved it so much, we're adding another one.
This one's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great. We're adding our gin to the cauldron. We've made our last potion. We're just straining it into our glasses. Oh, it's red. You can't really tell when it's in the cauldron. Cheers to making potions. Today we're exploring some of London's most iconic sites.
Including Starbucks.
We had a gift card, so don't judge. We got some coffee to go to fuel our adventures. This is totally the best view in all of London. Now this is the London that we know of. We're here at the Borough Market. This place is massive. There's so many people here, so I don't think we're going to eat, but we just wanted to check it out. So now that we've landed from our cruise, we're going to be traveling for 2 months, and these big cities, we're not going to be doing a lot of eating out, more like grocery, but I want to tell you about this app that one of our friends, Chris Creates the World, told me about. Basically how the app works, it's made for like when restaurants close at the nighttime or like changing, you know, food. Instead of throwing it out, they offer their prices for much, much cheaper. So we got one right now. It's a magic surprise beer bag Sam wants to get, so. So we made a stop to watch changing of the guards. We first went to Wellington Barracks, that's where the guards actually live, and the new guards, they just got inspected, and we're about to see the parade, then march to Buckingham Palace, and the old guards march to Wellington Barracks. So it's going to be a super fun experience. fun experience that was. It lasted like an hour and 30 minutes. We're headed back to our place to freshen up for our theater. We're here at Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, seeing the play. It's a two-part play. Obviously I can't film though. It's our last day in London, and it's evening time, and we're headed to Warner Brothers studio tour. More about that later, but we're headed to the train station right now. It's gonna be a long ride. Today was the King's birthday parade, and we like woke up. We heard like the fighter jets going above our ceiling. We went out and watched them, but yeah, it was kind of a surprise. So we're here at the studio tour. This is where they filmed all 8 Harry Potter films, and we get to see a lot of sets and props. Let's go check it out. How cool is this?
Pretty cool.
We're in the Great Hall.
I feel like it would be like bigger in person, but I guess it's just uploaded from the computer because it feels like it's way huger, but there's actually 2 tables and then like 1 walkway path.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sam's always been a Hufflepuff.
Of course I'm a Hufflepuff. We're loyal, and we're the only ones who don't produce bad witches and wizards. There's no better house in the world.
I'm a Ravenclaw and a Gryffindor. I get like flipped between every time I take it. So they have different sets lined up here, and you just kind of go around and see everything. Like right here's the Slytherin common room. What's in your heart's desire?
Beer.
You drinking a beer? Mirror of Erised. This thing is huge, bigger than I thought it'd be. Entrance into the Chamber of Secrets. They have the actual car and the tree that hit the car in the second film.
Muggles, be aware. We're heading into the Forbidden Forest. Make sure you grab your wizard and witch's friends and stay close to them.
So we've reached the outside portion that has a bunch of buildings and cars and stuff. You can actually go in the greenhouse. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're in the set King's Cross station. They have the train, the little picture things. So small.
It's not really nice. I'm not lying.
What'd you write?
This is awesome.
Time to go back to school.
Toilets, the litter. One of my favorite scenes when they're eating all the candies. They're in Gringotts. Looks just like the Orlando set. They use this model for a lot of like the zoom out flying shots in the movies.
Just hanging around.
I knew you were gonna say that. We have an awesome view of the castle though. This is so cool that they like changed the lighting for the time of day, so now it's getting dark. It's 10 p.m. signing out of our London vlog. Next, we're headed to another city in England. We'll see you there. So quick info on how we got around the UK. We bought what's called the Eurail Pass, and we bought the 15-day pass. There's a couple of different options that you can purchase, but you can purchase your train tickets ahead of time. Like I said, we bought the 15-day, and you download the app and you can put what trains you want to ride each day. And this gives you unlimited access every single day of your pass to travel as far as you want in Europe. Now, not every single train, like ever, is on this app, but pretty much most of the big ones and very popular trains are. And we were able to use this 15-day pass all during our 2-month trip in Europe. Now, keep in mind, if you're traveling short distances, it may not be worth your money, but if you're taking those very long trains, very popular, very expensive trains, you can definitely save money this way by purchasing the Eurail Pass. Now, with that being said, let's keep on with the vlog. Welcome to Bath, everybody. Bath, England to be exact. Just arrived in the city, we dropped our bags off, and we have a couple of hours to explore before we can actually check in. The whole city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site built around these baths, basically. And we just bought tickets to see the Roman baths. Super exciting. And then tomorrow, we're going to experience it on our own. We have a view of this beautiful cathedral here. It's really awesome. It looks very old, too. They gave us a free audio guide. So they think the baths were created in 43 AD by the Romans, and it was only discovered 300 years ago because they started building up on top of it. You can't swim in the baths, it's toxic. That's why obviously no one's swimming, but it looks pretty dirty anyway. These statues represent the Roman emperors, and they're all the way around the bath here. So the golden head is Sulis Minerva. It's the goddess that they worshipped here at the spring. So we're now on the bottom level of the bath. So basically they said that this place is where a lot of people came to hang out, exercise, enjoy the baths. Basically a big city, I guess. Anyways, there's a lot of ruins inside the museum that you can read about and listen to. Any cool facts you learned?
They were good at engineering, which I kind of knew.
Yeah, Romans were great at engineering.
They like to sweat.
What?
They had sweat rooms and saunas, so they like to sweat.
Yeah.
They were very religious.
Yes.
And they fancy a good swim, as do I. You think I could read out of this?
Oh gosh. I don't think you'd want Welcome to Wales, everybody. Our first stop here in Cardiff is at the Cardiff Castle, and we just entered, and oh my gosh, we're in for a surprise. We got tickets. It's about £30 to see the inside of the castle. You can only really see a lot of the castle if you pay for the ticket, so we had to do it. So the first remnants of the house was built by the Romans, but in the 19th century, the whole castle was built by the Bute family, I believe. We could tour a couple of rooms in the castle, but you can also have access to like the enter-out things of the castle. I don't know what to call it.
So apparently I'm 17% Welsh. Who knew?
Guess how much percent I am?
3% Welsh.
1. I'm only 1% Welsh.
I'm 61, or I'm over 60% from the UK.
So the castle's like literally in the city center. You can see the modern buildings. And then there's this. This is called the Keep. It once was wooden, but now rebuilt into stone. This is the inside of the Keep. Let's go. Ooh. We're going up these dark steps. It's kind of creepy.
Keeps on going, huh?
Yeah. Wow, this is so cool. God, you can see for miles. We popped into a Welsh craft store to see the largest love spoon in the world. Apparently in the Welsh culture, to give a love spoon to somebody is like a symbol of like, I love you, kind of like an engagement ring is. So pretty cool. Just hanging around on, I think it's St. Mary Street that kind of turns into High Street. It's a fun hub area, restaurant, shopping. So I'm here at Cardiff Bay. It's a really pretty day today, nice and sunny. A really cool thing to check out when you're here in Cardiff. There's lots of restaurants too that look really, really good. But yeah, I'm just hanging out this morning. I took a stroll from our hotel. It was about a mile walk, so not too bad. And later we're gonna explore a little bit more of Cardiff. Good morning. Headed to Cardiff Central Market today, and maybe later we're gonna go to the museum. It's our last day here in Cardiff, but we're gonna make use of our time here while we can. They had everything in there, including jewelry, clothing, veggies, meat, seafood, everything you could think of. You could see this building when we went up on the castle yesterday, and I was wondering what it was. So that's the city hall here. Obviously we need to learn a lot more about Wales, so we came to the museum, and it's starting from literally the evolution of Wales. Volcanoes, and it's talking about coral reefs that used to be in Wales and all that good stuff. A lot of rocks. The oldest rock in Wales right here. Is it really? What do you think?
I'm touching history.
Oh gosh. I'm a little terrified. Finished at the museum. The top floor had a lot of the art, but I think we're going to visit the Cardiff Museum too, because both museums are free to enter, so why not? But we're walking through this awesome little park here. It's very beautiful.
We did start at a great place because we learned about the formation of the earth.
Yeah.
So technically, if you want to learn about Cardiff, you gotta learn how it's all started.
Yeah.
And then now we can learn about actual Cardiff history.
Overall, I think Cardiff is pretty cool. It's got like different gyms to it, but also it kind of feels like a general big city, if you know what I mean. But I love the castle. I love the parks. I love all the dragons everywhere. Cardiff Museum was very small. You could probably do it in less than 30 minutes. But it does give you a general idea of the timeline of the city. And yeah, pretty interesting. So Cardiff is known as the city of arcades, and it's not like an arcade you think of in the US. Basically, just little shopping alleys. I'm in the Castle Arcade, and I love the style of this one. The windows are so beautiful. It's all white, open. I'm on the balcony here. There's a lower level, And then up here, definitely go to the balcony. You get a much better view of the architecture. The next day, we said goodbye to Cardiff and boarded a train that brought us to northern Wales, where our next journey begins. We've just arrived in Llandudno. This is the northern part of Wales, and we just checked into our little room. I want to show you because it's so cute.
So in this luxurious, spacious room that's very affordable for our price, you get a bed, beautiful sized small TV. I have a desk area so I can do my work stuff, aka gaming. Behind me, we have a luxurious bathroom, closet.
Big closet, too.
And behind you have a view.
Just woke up this morning, had some breakfast at our hotel, and we came out to the promenade here and just walked across the pier. It was way too windy to vlog or anything, but there's a lot of things to do. It's like an amusement pier. And as I was walking back, the puppet show just popped up. Yeah, I'm just out here enjoying the beach, and it is beautiful. The beach here is pretty rocky, but there is a small part of sand right there. I think it's too cold to swim, to be honest. So the promenade's very, very long. You can walk all the way down, and look how long the pier is. I mean, this might be the longest pier I've ever seen, to be honest. So I'm sure you can imagine this is a popular spot for people to holiday here in Great Britain. I'm surprised a lot more of the world doesn't know about this place because it's gorgeous. I mean, look at these little buildings. Most of them are hotels, but I'm amazed. I'm walking up this hill. Hopefully it leads me somewhere good. No one else is taking it. Definitely worth the trek up there. It's an amazing view. I think it's right by this Happy Valley park. So I'm about to head over there. God, it's literally a 360 view of the entire city. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, there's the pier. I'm up above it. That's amazing. Pretty sure you can walk all the way up to the summit. This mountain is called Great Orme. This is where I gotta go to get to the top. To be fair, it's very well laid, I mean. Okay, you guys, this trek was not planned for today. I made it all the way up to the top. I didn't expect. Definitely do it if you're young and wild and free. There's also some older adults doing it too. I mean, it's pretty easy. We're gonna see some castles today, and we're visiting Snowdonia National Park. One of the best things to do here in North Wales. Made a stop in this beautiful city of Conwy. There's actually a castle here, as you can see, that we're touring.
Well, this isn't actually the castle. This is the part of the wall.
The castle wall
is down yonder. This way, yeah.
We'll head that way in a bit. This castle is built specifically so you can't see it from the sea, because Wales was attacked from the sea if they were going to be attacked. So it's strategically built here. They built this castle in 3 years back in the day because they got all the rocks from a previous castle called Deganwy Castle, the city kind of next door to Conwy. So yeah, it was built very fast for its time.
Somebody was paying attention when he was talking.
We're in the smallest house in Great Britain. It's confirmed. Some pictures, a fireplace, a table. There's an upstairs here. It's tight.
1900, the house was
Look, just one bedroom. We can't get through here, but
It was then
a
opened
desk,
to the public
a view,
and has gained
and that's
place
about
in
it.
Guinness.
He said the last occupant was 6'3".
In 1900,
And look at the door. It's like my height. The worker told us that that house used to be a part of a bunch of cottages that shared a bathroom and common room. Based on new laws, they had to tear them down. And then this one was saved because it was verified that it's the smallest house in Great Britain.
And the laws were that each house had to have its own bathroom and washroom, so.
There's the smallest house, and then there's the castle. These walls are getting pretty steep here. You doing okay?
I'm getting a bit nervous.
Oh. Made it to the city center now. It's so cute. It's so early in the morning, not much is open, but we have to head back to our tour bus to see some other sights. We found a Welsh dragon in the middle of the forest. Well, not in the middle. So they found a sword over there that could be Excalibur. The sword is now kept in the cottages over there, but there's also two other lakes that they could have found Excalibur. Snowdon is the one with the clouds going over it here, and it's the largest mountain in England and Wales. So we're here at the Slate Museum in Snowdonia National Park, and a big part of Snowdonia is known for slate mining. Back in the 1800s, they used to have kids that worked in the mines as little as 8 years old. So this caused a lot of the Welsh to immigrate out of the country. Welsh slate is actually the hardest slate in the entire world, so it's really highly sought out, and it's very expensive. It wouldn't be a Welsh day without some rain. So the steam engine that they have here is the oldest steam engine in the entire world. It goes up to, or it used to really, go up to the mountains to get the slate and bring it back down to the city. Now it's just a tourist attraction up into the Slate Mountains. So when we first got into the national park, we stopped by the zip line thing, and people were zip lining across the slate fields. It was really, really cool looking. Oh, and there was this blue lake. I don't know, it just looked so fun. We're at our second castle. Say hi. I just climbed this thing. Look how cool. It's very ruined though. Nice little trek through the woods in beautiful Snowdonia National Park. So in the olden times, Wales had over 600 castles, now remaining about 440 castles still kind of standing that you can tour and see. Isn't that crazy? There's the castle from afar. We're not gonna go in, we're just gonna explore the town here. Look at this little dude. Got a beer with a view. Found ourselves a cute little colorful street with a bunch of flags. So, the story of the Welsh dragon goes, this is a myth obviously, so there's this king who built a castle, and the next day it got blown down, and he rebuilt it the next day. It was gone. And then he went to his little wizard called Merlin, and he asked, why is my castle disappearing? And he goes, well, there's two dragons underneath the ground, an English dragon and a Welsh dragon, and your castle will only stay put if the Welsh dragon beats the English dragon. Anyways, that's the story of why Wales is known for their dragons. That's the mythical story. But there is a normal story of why, but I don't really understand it.
So we're back at our hotel, chilling after a long day of exploring Wales, and sometimes you just need a pizza or two pizzas to just relax.
One for each. Whose is this? Oh yeah. Bye, Wales. We love you. We'll be back one day. Today we crossed back over the border into England to explore some northern towns that we just couldn't miss. We just dropped our bags at the hotel and we headed to Albert Docks. We wanted to go find a pub and just hang out around the area. So we ate at the Pump House. Amazing! I got the steak and ale pie and a ginger beer.
Alcoholic.
Highly recommend. I mean, I've been looking at all the places we eat at to find an English pie. Finally found one that was worth getting. Sam got a burger. Imagine coming all the way to England to get a burger.
Apparently my food palate is very American, but my beer palate's very English, because both beers I got were recommended. Like I got, they're like, oh, you know your English beer. I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, this is like the most popular English beer for old white guys. I was like, hey, I'm just an old white guy, I guess, at this point.
Anyway, so this dock is really cool, really amazing. There's a lot of like statues and monuments you can come look out. Some museums like the Maritime Museum and the Beatles Museum. Liverpool was actually the busiest port in the entire world back in the day.
But eventually ships and technology just got too big so that these docks weren't used anymore as actual boat docks. But it's a cool area.
The buildings here, as well as the buildings next to it, are Liverpool's iconic buildings with the liver birds up on top. And the liver birds protect the city, and if they fall down, the city's in peril. These Superland bananas are all over Liverpool. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Nice. I know. 3 beds. Wait. We got an upgrade. A whole kitchen? This is amazing. This is awesome. We got a jacuzzi tub with a rain shower. Oh my God, that's the reason I booked this hotel, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And look at this view we have of Liverpool. This is the Shankly Hotel, by the way. Not sponsored, just a really cool hotel. Actually, it has themed rooms. It was went viral on Instagram too, but this is just one of their normal rooms. $70 a night, you guys. That's less than what we would pay for an apartment in the USA. Look at the hallways in this place. It's a bit of a chilly day here in Liverpool, but we've come out to the Liverpool Cathedral. It's the same dude that designed the telephone box that you see. I mean, it kind of looks like a telephone box, doesn't it? I mean, if a telephone box was a cathedral. We just learned that King Charles and his mother, Queen Elizabeth, had their coronation here in Liverpool Cathedral. I had no idea until we stumbled upon the little brochures placed in the cabinets here. How awesome is that? You can buy Superland banana keychains. The radio tower that you see here is the center of the city, so if you're ever lost, just head that way to the center. We're making our way to Chinatown. The arch drew us in. Us trying to indulge into our English heritage, but we walked through a Chinatown. So the Beatles are from Liverpool, and we just went to Matthew Street to see the street where their career took off. And even around the city, there's a bunch of Beatles stuff everywhere. Too Good to Go, our fave. The next day, we arrived in our last stop in England for this trip, the cute little town of York. We just checked into our guest house. Look how adorable it is. We're starving. We're gonna head to a pub. Hopefully they have Yorkshire pudding, because you can't come to York without trying Yorkshire pudding.
We're just on the city wall. It's about a 2-mile walkish. So the wall was built in 71 AD, and they were rebuilt in 1889, something like that.
These city walls are so cool. This is actually one of the regions of England my ancestors are from, as well as Greater London, and Hampshire. We made it here at the Shambles. It's the most beautiful little alleyway with all these amazing shops. We've already bought 2 things already. We just started in here. It's not only that alleyway, but look at this market. It's so huge. It just keeps going on and on and on. York might be my favorite little town in all of England. It's so cute. I can't say enough good things about York. This right here is the York Museum Gardens. I highly recommend you take a little stroll through. It even looks like they kind of have like ruins in the middle of the gardens. Maybe we need to get closer and see what all that is about. Morning, it's the next day, and I came out to see Clifford's Tower here. This is the last remaining remnants of the Castle of York. You can go in and tour it. I figured I'd skip this one because we've been spending a lot of money on touring castles, and it's just a little tiny bit of it, but really cool thing to see. And right across the street is the Castle Museum that you can learn all about York Castle. York actually has a long history of chocolate making, so I grabbed me some chocolates and I'm gonna try right now. Got a box of 6, vanilla, I can't remember what that one is, lemon, cherry, cider, and raspberry. Alright, not gonna lie, was not a huge fan of the chocolate. It was kind of basic. I expected a lot better. My favorite was the cider. I did eat them all at once though, so I guess I can't complain too much. But yeah, if you're interested, give it a try. They do tours, and it's called the York Chocolate Story. You can learn all about the history of chocolate making in York, see them in action, and even have some samples. I'm just walking through the gardens here, and I come across this station that has 5 real owls that you can take a picture with or watch fly. You have to pay to do all that, but I've never been so close to so many owls in my entire life. They were really cool. St. Mary's Guest House, 1010 would recommend. Just checked out. Service was amazing. Breakfast was amazing. We're headed to the train station now. This is our last stop in England, but we're headed to now. I'm sure you can guess. We just checked in. This is our little baby room. It's kind of like a compact hotel. It's a lot cheaper, but they asked if we wanted a view and we said, of course. So look at our view. We arrived at Edinburgh in the typical Scottish weather. Nice and rainy, wet.
You can't come to Scotland without drinking some Scottish whiskey.
So we're going to the Johnny Walker whiskey experience. Johnny Walker is the most sold Scotch whiskey in the world. Cheers. Look at our view from our little drinking room here. We come out of our tour and it's pouring rain.
Welcome to Scotland. That was a terrible impersonation. I'm so sorry, all our Scotland fans. I'm so sorry.
We'll explain the tour in just a minute when it's not raining and you can hear us a little bit better. So a bit more about the Johnny Walker experience. Before you go, you take a taste test. Basically, it tells you what kind of whiskey that you might like. We both ended up getting tropical, and they give you a little wristband, and you go through this like immersive experience, and you get 3 drinks. One of them is based on your taste test, and the 2 you get to pick at the very end. But it was a really fun thing to do. But there's also a Scotch whiskey experience that was pretty much sold out for like the next month or so. So that's kind of why we landed on the Johnny Walker experience versus the other one. I think both are really great and have high reviews. So definitely something to check out if you're here in Edinburgh. It's our first full day here in Edinburgh, and we're seeing some sights today. We're walking down Princess Street, which is more of like the modern new town. Tomorrow we're gonna explore more of the old town, and yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. We came upon this National Gallery courtyard, and you get this amazing view of these Edinburgh buildings. We'll probably get more of a look at tomorrow, but wow. To see one of the best views in Edinburgh, you should come to Calton Hill. That's where we are at now. And oh my gosh, you can see for miles. It's amazing. We first started way over there, and that's that side of the hill. And over here is the other side of the city. So, Calton Hill, these monuments are between 1760 and 1820 years old, and it basically paved the way for architecture back then. So, it's preserved as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and there's a lot of like little walking trails up around the hill. And actually, this hill, along with Arthur's Seat, is made by a volcano. So you get these amazing views of the city. I'm sorry, I have to do it. Haven't been in one yet. Ah. Who uses these anymore? We just had our lunch break, Tesco $3.50 meal deal, and we're headed to the Grassmarket Market. Yes, it's a Grassmarket Market. Yeah, so it's about a 20-minute walk, and we're trying to catch it before the market closes. We'll see what happens. This street already has a couple of shops, but every Saturday there's this market that you can come and see handmade crafts. So when you go to the grass market, you'll run into Victoria Street, and you'll know when you see it because it's so beautiful with so many colorful buildings and shops and pubs. Fun place to be. Today we're touring Edinburgh Castle. This castle is massive. I mean, you guys been seeing us tour all these castles. Nothing compared to this. It is pretty busy today, so I don't like places that are so busy. I don't think Sam does either, but we're gonna make the best out of what we can. I think Edinburgh Castle is one of the most visited places in the UK. We're gonna try to see what we can see. We don't have a tour or anything, but let's go check it out.
And unfortunately, a lot of the cool places that we want to record they don't allow phone pictures or video recording in them. There's a lot of like restrictions for the site.
Yeah, so we'll do our best. This is the line to see the Royal Jewels.
Kristen almost got put in Scottish jail. That was fun.
So yesterday we were down there looking up. Now we're up here looking down. So we finished the castle in about an hour and a half. The Royal Jewels were really cool, and some of the army uniforms were pretty cool, but that's about it. Never underestimate the Scottish wind! Train station today. Got me a to-go coffee from the hotel, and we're headed to none other than Glasgow. We're here in St. George Square. It's pretty fun. There's so many birds everywhere. There's a bunch of statues, a cool building. Yeah, that's pretty much it in the square.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But,
no, it's a cool place to hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a ton of people
If
here.
you need some vitamin D, come out here. If it's not raining, you know,
Which we do.
Scottish weather from our experience, it's like it's sunny, and then 10 minutes later it's a little sprinkle, and then it's sunny again. So it's lovely weather.
We're enjoying being here in Scotland. I'm 6% Scottish.
I'm only a wee 19%, so I'm getting there. I'm working on the old Scottish terms, so.
Oh my God, they're everywhere. I love when the birds sit on top of the statues' heads. It's just kind of funny. We're literally in our hotel in Glasgow. They allowed us to check in early. It's literally like 11 o'clock and check-in's at 3. We're already in our room. Look at this. I got us 2 twin beds because it was cheaper, why not? And that's pretty much it. And a bathroom. Very simple, all you need. We're at this pub and we ordered haggis fritters. Just look up what haggis is.
Oh, it's just bold sheep stomach. We eat worse than that in Texas.
Honestly, it was not bad, but when I looked up what haggis was, I just couldn't eat but half of it. Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland and the most populous, but Edinburgh is the capital. So far it seems like Edinburgh is a little bit more crowded and touristy. Good morning to another day in Glasgow. It's raining, a little bit chilly too. I'm wearing my Iceland sweater. I didn't think I'd be doing that anytime soon. We're headed to University of Glasgow because it's such a cool building. I mean, it might be multiple buildings, but it's supposed to look like Hogwarts, and it is on the top 10 things to do in Glasgow, so I want to go check it out. We had to take the subway here. The subway system is very simple, and yeah. I didn't expect it to really look like Hogwarts. It does.
Staircases should be moving. Why do I have to walk on these stairs? It's Hogwarts. Don't they move?
So the University of Glasgow actually has a museum that's free entry, and I highly recommend you go if you're in the area. They had a lot of old artifacts, a lot of stuff like dinosaurs and gems and old things that people made way back when. And actually they had Charles Darwin's book and a little beetle that he collected. There's just a lot of really unique old things in that museum. Found a view sitting on these benches here right outside of the university. Right by the University of Glasgow is the Kelvin Grove Art Museum, and they have very famous artists here like Salvador Dali and Monet, and entrance is free. I love it. All these places are free to enter and to check out, but it's a massive museum. I don't think we're gonna spend the whole day here exploring, but maybe just see some highlights. We're headed to Isle of Skye. We're going to the Highlands of Scotland. We use Turo, of course. We love Turo rental car. Sam very graciously offered to drive. He knows I'm a very nervous driver anyway. But yeah, we're gonna just do a little road trip. Hopefully we'll see some cows, the little Highland coos, some waterfalls, beautiful mountains. I don't really know, but let's do it. Just arrived at our hostel. We're staying in a hostel, kind of, not really. We have our own room, and it's just a guest house, but it is kind of a hostel. It's got a community room, a community kitchen, kind of cute. I mean, it's a little dated, but the kitchen downstairs has an amazing view. We're gonna go out there and walk around a little bit later, but yeah. So we stopped in Oban for the night. It's a beautiful coastal town. They have the best seafood in all of Scotland, so we booked ourselves a reservation at a seafood house, and hopefully it's good. We'll see. This monument here is the McCraig's Tower. I mean, there's nothing to it. There's no reason it's built. It's just for show. You can see it from down there, obviously in Oban, and it's iconic to the city. The view is stunning, but it's just here just because. Day 2 Scotland road trip. Woo woo! Sam's the real MVP of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled off on the side of the road to see this waterfall. I don't know what I expected. I expected it to be beautiful, but not this beautiful. This waterfall is right outside of the town of Glencoe. I wanted to stay in Glencoe, but it's kind of expensive. That's how we stayed in Oban, but definitely recommend. Just kind of look around this Glencoe area and I guarantee you'll be amazed. We're playing our Scottish road trip music. We made a quick stop at Glencoe Viewpoint. There's a nice little hiking trail through the valley. I would have done it, but we have a pretty long way to drive. Anyways, we're gonna be looking for a gas station to get some road trip food. Picked up a BLT, Doritos, and Iron Brew. Road trip food at its finest. Our Scottish playlist, some of the songs are speaking Gaelic, and I'm not upset about it. We've arrived to Elian Donan Castle, a famous castle here in Scotland.
Try to say that one 5 times fast. Elaine Dolly. That can be good.
I actually got to see bedrooms in a castle this time. Couldn't film that, so sorry about it. There's a nice little walk around the castle to get an amazing 360 view. People that go to Scotland make it seem that the hairy Highland coos are everywhere. They're not. All I want to see is a hairy Highland coo with bangs so I can pet it and take pictures of it. But no, all I've seen is one hairy Highland coo. And we were driving and it's not a good spot to stop. We finally made it to Isle of Skye. This is a little portion of Scotland that we're staying at for tonight and then hopefully exploring a little bit more. One of the most popular spots in the Highlands, and it's gorgeous. The mountains are huge, even though the tallest mountain in Scotland is only about 4,000 feet. So we've arrived at our accommodation here in the Skye, and it's a cute little like bed and breakfast, I guess. One roomer, bathroom, and even better, a pantry stocked with breakfast for the morning and some meats and stuff. We're continuing our road trip down Isle of Skye. We made our first stop and it's raining. We're at the Fairy Glen. We just parked. It's a little bit busy, but no worries. We're gonna enjoy the time while we're here. That this place is a hike. I had no idea. Just thought you came and hang out and saw the cool view. But it's an easy hike though. There's a stone circle. I've just never seen anything like it. The road up to the Fairy Glen is a one-way road, so you have to pull off if a car comes. But it's actually a really great road. I mean, it couldn't be any better if it had to be one way. Anyways, this has given me a strong urge to move here and raise a farm with hairy coos and sheep. Traffic jam. Hi. We came to Quarang Mountain Viewpoint. I'm not sure that we're gonna get much of a view today. It's very foggy, but you can kind of see the mountains outlined.
That's called dedication.
Someone's getting married. I love it. We just stopped at Loch Ness. We're looking for Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. You think we'll see her?
No.
Why not? If you didn't know, the Loch Ness Monster her name is Nessie. She hasn't been seen for a couple decades, so maybe she died. The lake is actually very, very long. There's a whole highway that goes along it, so we just happened to pass it and found a lookout, so we're looking out for her, but I don't have any hope that we'll see her. So what do you think of this epic trip across the UK by train? We honestly think about this trip very often and would go back to the UK and all of the places we visited in a heartbeat. I hope you use all of this info to your advantage to have an amazing time in the UK on your next trip. And click that subscribe button for more videos like this from our travels around the world.